Welcome back to AFTV. It's episode 3. It's the final of our 3-part series, super fan debate, Tottenham Arsenal, the North London derby, and we re-welcome Fuad, Toby, and Abby. Welcome back for another. We're going to. Oh, the boos are out now.
They keep booing us. So no claps. No claps.
And as you can see, Robbie, Ty, and Lee.
Boo again. Boo again. Thank you for inviting me.
Boo again. But I think this might be the most debated of the topics we put out there. Before we go into it, this is brought to you by our friends at Subsoccer. Go check out Subsoccer, guys. They're fantastic. Literally any event, your local pub, whatever. This is table football at its very best. Honestly, we've had so much fun playing. It got a little bit intense at times as well. In fact, check out this little clip to get an idea for what it's like. Do you want to shake hands? Let's just shake hands just to start. No. Okay, well, there we go. Oh, good save. Oh, listen.
Come on.
Welcome in the top of the corner. We're off, let's go.
Yes.
And it's 1-0. 1-0 to Tobs.
Come on.
And these...
This old, look at these old timers, man.
Where'd you get out?
Use your feet.
I don't know how to advise you here.
Use your feet, bro.
And it's 2-1. 1. Okay, go 1, 2.
Wait.
No, we'll start slow out. 1, 2, 3. Alright guys, as you can see, it's a load of fun. Go check that out. Use the code AFTV10 to get 10% off your very own Subsoccer table. Go to subsoccer.com to place that order. Go have some fun. Honestly, it's an absolute laugh. Yeah, we've had so much fun with it. Right, into it. Okay, so why did I say this might be the most debated? Because I want to ask this question. Arteta's doing well. He's turned things around. He's had a big project. A lot of work to do at Arsenal. When do we start saying that Arteta is a better manager than Antonio Conte?
Now.
No. Oh, well, there we go.
You don't. You see, he just said it.
Now,
you don't say it.
Now, you do say it.
You don't say
You
it.
do say it.
He said no.
No, you said
He said
no.
now in Portuguese, which is no.
Yeah.
I said now. N-O-W
nowhere on
now.
earth.
English. N-O-W now.
Forget the history, forget everything spiritual. It was difficult.
No, you said, how can
Yeah,
we forget?
you're right.
Sorry.
Fair enough. But today, who is performing better? Who's a better manager?
Yeah, we know who's performing better today.
Okay.
We know who's
The better manager
But
right
that's-
now is Mikel Arteta. Right? Mikel Arteta, the football we're playing, right? The way we go home and away, we dominate teams. Right now, some of the deadest football you can see in the Premier League is under Conte. Right? He takes no responsibility. Right, he always blames it on everybody else. You know what I mean? He's always crying. You know,
Like the club off.
What do you expect me to do with that? You know, you know what I mean? They got a bazooka. I've only got a little gun. You know what I mean? What's up with this guy? Take responsibility for your actions.
God, my
He is
stomach.
not performing, right? I actually think, right, that he's robbing you guys right now. He's actually robbing you guys, right? Not signed a new contract. He's not delivering on the pitch, right? Forget do you guys care what he did at Chelsea? Do you care what he did at Inter Milan? What he's going to do for you lot? If he was any other manager apart from Antonio Conte, you guys right now, I wouldn't say you'd be wanting him out because you're not. It's not like you're in a ridiculous position. You wouldn't be saying you want him out. But you'd be demanding a lot more of him. But because he's Conte, because he's Antonio Conte, he gets a pass.
No, he doesn't get a pass.
He does.
He doesn't get a pass.
He does. You're blaming. Like I heard. I've even seen Abby do this, right? Abby, my good friend. I've said, oh, he nicked this.
No.
Oh,
they're culpable.
Levy's giving you.
They're culpable.
They may be culpable, but Levy's.
Don't let him deflect.
Listen, Levy's giving you a stadium. Right, the best stadium.
Your stick.
Hold on. He's giving you a stadium.
Of course you are.
Right, top training ground, and then he's brought in him.
That's what you are. Robbie the apologist.
Yeah, I'm not an apologist. I don't care.
You are an apologist.
I don't care.
Let him land.
Let me land.
He's just standstill.
He's standstill, right?
Do you want to talk about Conte?
I'm saying that Conte's excuses, right? The ground he's got, the training ground he's got, right? He's, your owner kept hold of Harry Kane and that.
Why don't you want to mention the squad he got?
Let him finish.
Why? No. Do you know why? Because
let him finish.
Because the thing is, this Arteta you're talking about, he's a better manager. He's had 3 years to work with the squad. He's had 3 years to build this.
But
Conte's had 1 year.
And he keeps moaning.
in that same
How
year-
long's Eddie Howe had?
Why is he moaning?
How long's Eddie Howe
Because
had?
we've had the same problem.
How long
for
has
4
Eddie
or 5
Howe?
years.
Eddie Howe's had.
Eddie Howe's got the richest onus ever.
No, but
he can afford to have a January where he gets
Who's
two pieces in.
got a better starting 11? Would you say your starting 11 on Eddie Howe?
We know Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe has...
Nobody. What?
Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe.
Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what. Hold on. Yeah, but I'm just using this example, right, to show you why. To me, there's too many excuses from Conte. Yeah, Eddie Howe is getting the best out of the players he's got. Almiron, who everyone last year, Grealish was there making jokes on him. Yeah, he's one of the best players in the Premier League this season. Yeah. Right, Almiron. Yeah, look how well he's playing.
Coaching.
Like Wilson, look how well he's playing.
Wilson was always Wilson was always a good player.
No, but Wilson, he's got
not gone up a level under Eddie Howe.
Joe Linton.
Wilson was scoring goals before Eddie Howe.
You guys will be there moaning. Joe Linton. Look what he's getting. Huh? Dan Burn and these guys, right? If those players were at Tottenham, you guys would probably be having a meltdown.
They've got an England international at the back, Tottenham.
Dan Burn is a far better centre back than Eric Dyer ever has been.
Well, not according to Gareth.
Is he getting the best out of Eric Dyer?
You can't get the best out of Eric Dyer. He tried that last season. He managed to get over the line, and that's
Gareth
where it ends.
Southgate don't think so, Robbie.
I'm not saying to you, and we've had many conversations over this, that I'm not saying Conte is blameless. The style of football is appalling. It is fossil football. It is boring. We don't have a good enough squad, and our fullbacks are not good enough to implement what he wants to do. It doesn't work. So he doesn't change, and that is the problem. I'm not saying that Arteta is a better manager. What he's doing this season, Arteta
won the FA Cup in his first season.
He's proving to be a better manager, but overall, Conte is still a world-class manager. I just don't believe he'll win anything at all.
No, he still is a world-class manager. So under Conte,
why is he still?
Wait.
What's he done that's world-class?
Under Conte, just wait, bro, please.
You didn't wait, did you? So why should I?
Because he was apologising for bad owners. But with the Conte situation, yeah, you said, he gets a free pass. I don't know which Spurs TV channel or La La Land you've been living on, but there is absolutely.
Not even listening to you.
No.
Listening to you, listening to Fuad, listening to Abby.
Conte has not been given a free pass this season. Yeah. Conte has underperformed in several matches this season. You mentioned Eddie Howe, and granted, you're right. I think Eddie Howe has performed better than Conte with what he's been given this season. But Eddie Howe, from the moment he came in the January transfer window, he had 3 defenders signed. In the summer, he then had a further centre-back signed.
Issues addressed.
The biggest crux of Newcastle's team.
You've had so have you.
Just can I finish?
Let's let Toby finish. He's on the
good point. Long while we're laying this plane, James. That's all I'm saying.
So as poor as Conte's performed versus as good as Eddie Howe's performed, Eddie Howe, in the space of a year, has had literally 4 new defenders. Antonio Conte, in the period in which he has been managing Spurs, how many defenders has he had? He's had 2.
No, but the point I'm trying to...
Wait, I didn't finish. The biggest weakness, the biggest Achilles heel, the Achilles heel of Tottenham has been the defence. And you say, a manager's meant to get the best out of their players. He had Eric Dyer playing. He had Eric Dyer, who has been at this club for 8 years.
£30 million. He wasn't there.
He had Eric Dyer, who has been at this club for 8 years, playing at a really good level last season, and you can't deny that. He even brought in. We had No Romero and even Matt Doherty, who was playing well for us in our run-in last year, and he had these guys playing at a good standard. The problem is these guys fundamentally are not good enough players to sustain.
Toby, I just want to ask you one question.
And my final point to finish: the weakest part of the team. The part where we knew we were targeting 2 centre. We needed to. They said Spurs were in the market for 2 centre backs in the summer. Right wing back, all of this stuff, right? Yeah. He has only had Perisic. He's only had Perisic and Jed Spence and Longley. Right.
So the point let me just interject slightly there. So that was one of the points I'm going to make. Why don't he play Jed Spence? When I saw that kid, remember when he played against us?
We don't know because
why don't he play?
We don't know.
Why don't he play Jed Spence?
Because I don't think he wants it. Because I don't think he.
So he's just thrown a tantrum because he's like, I didn't want. From the day the guy walked in. From the day he hadn't even kicked a ball yet, I hate my player, and he's just been miserable ever since. He don't want to play.
Can I just say this about Conte and Spurs fans, right? They brush aside about trophies, right? They brush.
No, they don't.
They brush aside.
I'll make you wrong.
They lost to Middlesbrough last season. Whose fault was that? No responsibility taken that day by him. No Spurs fans ever got him, but they lost to Middlesbrough.
Yes, we did. We had to go at Conte in that game. Yes, we did.
Well, actually, no. If I remember rightly, he come out, throwing his toys out, which is very clever
That was
of
after
him.
Burnley.
For whenever it was,
Burnley.
throwing his toys out again. I know that Middlesbrough game because I remember laughing on the way home, like, you know what I mean, on the radio because he was going into one. Right.
Yeah.
To take away.
Speak about Mikel,
take away the.
He's obsessed with Mikel.
The bad management. He's very clever like that. You know,
Very
if
clever.
Tottenham have a bad result, he comes out and he blames everybody else but himself.
Yeah, but I think you're wrong to say that we don't blame Conte. We do, but we also look at the bigger picture. It's not just Conte. It is everything. It's a cycle of everything. It's just like when Poch was there. It weren't Poch's fault. It's a cycle of everything. Mourinho, never going to work. Again, wrong manager. Shouldn't have appointed him. Never going to work, and it's never going to work with Antonio Conte.
Does Conte's style of football get you to the top, though?
No.
These days?
No.
Is my question.
Would Arteta have done a better job?
I don't agree.
Would he have done a better job?
Yes,
I don't agree. I think if Conte
would have.
Would Arteta
won a
have
title
done a
2
better
years
job?
ago,
Would Arteta
let's
have
not
done a
do
better job?
revisions.
But
Honestly.
again, he's a project manager.
honestly.
And we've been our best when we had a project manager who brings through youth, who understands
like
about
Pochettino
buying
did.
on your type of budget. Arteta would be a better manager to manage his team than Conte,
No,
in my
I don't
opinion.
agree. I don't agree. I don't agree.
That's not to say he's
I
a
don't
better
agree.
manager.
The reason why I don't
Won
agree.
an FA Cup in the first season.
And had 2 8th-place finishes. And
Right.
won
Bottom
FA Cup 4 last
The
year.
reason won the FA Cup.
Are you
You're
going to
saying
ignore all that?
So what's
Right.
Conte won?
Bottle up.
What's Conte
He
won?
bottled it last year.
Conte's been here 12 months.
And then he
So
finished
what?
8th
What's he won?
twice. What achievement is that?
All right, hold on.
What
So
achievement
let's
has Conte done?
let's focus on the style
And
of
if you
football
bottle
thing,
the
because that's
title
where
this year, you've bottled
ultimately.
twice.
We don't bottle anything.
But what's Conte?
Yeah.
But hold on,
The
one
title's
second.
not wrapped.
James, am I hearing a Spurs fan use the word bottle?
Did you bottle the top 4 last year?
Did you bottle everything?
How dare you? How
trophies.
dare you use the
Top
word
4
bottle?
last year, you was there.
Trophies? So where's your trophy then? So where's
That was your top 4 race
where's your
last
trophy?
year.
This is you every year. Exactly. Every year.
Last year,
You
was
Every year.
You call us
Every year.
bottlers, but you don't want him to call you a bottler when you
No,
bottle.
listen,
Where's your
you
trophies?
bottled. No, we.
So,
If
if
you
you
third in a
here's the
2-1
thing,
race.
no matter what we do, you call us bottlers. We could have lost to the greatest side in a cup final, and you call us
there was some
bottle
mitigating
jobs.
circumstances to why we didn't.
Oh, and there's no mitigating
You
circumstances.
played
for Spurs.
Newcastle, Brighton, and Palace. There's no circumstances.
We did. Listen, we
And then you played us and lost.
But you know what? Fuad, do you know what?
You called us bottle jobs for losing the Champions League final.
Hold
for
on. You know what?
Henry.
Actually, right?
You called us bottle jobs for losing the Champions League final to Liverpool.
Right, can I just say something?
And then you're saying mitigating circumstances.
Can I say something? Right? There were mitigating circumstances, but I must admit, in a way, we did bottle it, right?
In a
we did
way.
bottle it.
Oh,
One
we
second.
absolutely bottled
Let
it.
me finish.
Like
but,
you do.
But that's
Yeah,
one
we got bottle jobs, son.
relax.
Trust me, it takes
Sorry.
a bottle job. We've got
in a way we did bottle it because you know
What do you
what?
prefer to win?
let's
Let me land, man. My plane's coming. Sorry, my plane's coming. Right.
Sorry, I didn't know
there
I
will
was
be
on the
mates.
runway. Sorry.
Let
me land.
What I'm saying, we did bottle it in a way, right? And that's what actually made Conte look good.
Yeah.
Right, because when you got, and I remember I was on the overlap, load of Tottenham fans had a go at me for saying this. And I said, was Conte that good last season, or was it more that we bottled it? Because I remember even, there was a game that I forget the game that we lost, and then the weekend after that, you were very fortunate in some of your results. I think you drew 0-0 or you just with Burnley.
Well, it was never a penalty, was it?
Yeah, so, we bottled it, right? And we actually made Conte look better than what he actually was. And I said it at the time, and Tottenham fans were having a go at me. No, he's world class.
Yeah.
You see him because of... And I was like, listen.
So Arteta's the one that bottled it.
Yeah, we bottled it.
So,
But here you are telling me he's world class.
At this moment, I didn't say he was world
That's
class.
not what we're talking
I
about.
never said he was world class.
Top 4.
He's telling me he's a world class manager,
I
so
never
he
said
must
that.
be world
Yeah,
class.
this
No, I
happened.
said
So he must be
wait a
world
minute,
class.
wait a minute.
He's better than a world class manager. He
Wait a
must be
minute.
world class.
No, your manager used to be world class. He ain't no more.
So he is.
We don't do that.
He's like Lloris, he's lost it.
So what's he won then?
So what if Conte leaves now?
So you said
top jobs
that
want him.
you guys made Conte look good.
Absolutely.
We made him look better than what he was last season.
Oh, really? Really? Spurs in our last 11 games, we won 8. We won 8, drew 2, lost once. So irrespective of what you did to bottle your own situation, he patterned our team correctly, and in that process, we battered
No, he did it
Everton.
this year though, is he?
We battered Aston Villa. We beat you. We went to Anfield and should have won, if not for a
Yeah, should have won.
we went there. If
Should've
not,
won.
exactly. If not for fortuitous deflected goal scored by Diaz for Liverpool to jam me a point out of that game.
Because no one gets
And so you saying
signings
saying this? We made Conte look good.
Bullshit. He did.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Because we still had to.
And now we're seeing the evidence of it this season.
Irrespective of what you did,
The evidence is there this season.
irrespective of what you did, we still had to put the points on the board. And in that run as well, our defensive record was like one of the best in that run.
So why is the defence so poor now?
Exactly. Because
why is it so bad? If it's so good, why is it so bad now?
Because of multitude of reasons. Because of multitude of reasons.
Excuses.
Well, hold on a sec. Hold on. What were you going to say, Abby? You were disagreeing with someone.
I was going to say I disagree with Robbie in the fact that what you were saying, that you made Conte look good. I think last season Spurs were great in that second half of the season after kind of the Burnley, like those 3 losses that accumulated with that meltdown at Burnley. I think they went on and they played really well, and I fully give credit to Conte for that. I give credit to Kulusevski and Bentancur, the January business that we did, as well as Son and Kane. I think that is the reason that we ended up Romero as well, and the fact that even Dyer was playing well, and I'll give him that. Even Royale was playing okay. I will give him that.
So they've all got
for
worse
me,
this season.
100%. I cannot look at a player this season, and I'm going to be totally honest here. This is not. I still like Antonio Conte. I think he's a very good manager. I think he's a world-class manager. I just don't think he fits Tottenham. However, and as I said earlier, I think Arteta is a better manager for the type of club Tottenham are. I can't see a player I think has improved this season under Antonio Conte. I can't see that in the Tottenham side. I think Dyer has regressed back to what he was. Son has definitely regressed. I can't see a player that I have seen, apart from Kane, who is just different and he doesn't need Antonio Conte to make him better, in my opinion. I can't see a player that I think Conte has improved this season. Now, I'm very vocal about the fact that, I don't even think Conte should be there. Not at this point in general, because I don't think he fits the type of club we are. I agree with you, and we had a conversation the other day that said, why would Daniel Levy give him money in January if he hasn't signed a contract extension? I totally agree with that, because why would he? If he's then going to have to go and get another manager in 6 months' time and have other players there that aren't, for this new manager. I agree, there has to be some leeway, and they're both very headstrong in Daniel Levy and in Antonio Conte. I don't think you can say that Conte's not world class though, because of things that he has achieved, not just at Tottenham. Obviously, there's not much achieved.
I said he's been a world class manager.
At
this moment in time, it's a bit like a footballer, isn't it? It's a bit like a footballer.
You go, and then I'm going to go after you.
Gareth Bale was world class, but when he played at the World Cup, he weren't, was he?
It don't work the same for managers, Robbie.
Two things I look at it, right? This time last year, if you'd have said to me, right, who do you want, Conte and Arteta, I would have gone Conte.
I would have.
Right, okay.
I would have.
But now, I'm fully on board with Arteta. And the other thing is, when I was, because obviously got Spurs family and all that, and those round Boxing Day.
Commiserations.
Right, yeah, it was a bad day. But anyway, they turned around and said, one of my Spurs relatives turned around and said that he feels that the players have been whipped too much by Conte. Do you know what I mean? Like, and feeling like it was just, and he feels that that could be something to do with
but again, that comes back to the mentality, and the mentality is always weak at Tottenham. That comes from the top.
I'm tired of that spiel.
Hold on.
I'm tired of
Toby, Tottenham fans are saying that.
Toby, but also, don't you think, Toby,
they say anything.
This is where I say, right, that style of management that worked brilliantly for him over the years and has meant him, he's won so many things, is obviously at the moment not working at Tottenham. Is he able to switch up and adjust and adapt? That's what I'm saying when I say, obviously he's been a world-class manager with the things he's won and the things he's done. But times move on. We saw it with Arsene Wenger. That times, you can go from being a total world-class manager to that if you don't start to adapt your style a bit and sort of, then, I agree
with that, but
so that's what I'm saying.
Is there not core principles every manager has as well that you stick by? So when you say that, for example, Arteta for the last 2 seasons finished 8th, but he's stuck to his principle, he's stuck to his culture, he's stuck to his discipline. Because he said, I know what I'm doing is right, and eventually the fruits of it will come true. I look at Conte, every club he's been to. Inter, when he came in, when they were 4th, lowly, way off a title, he changed the culture, he stuck to a system and had a board that backed him. And you saw within 2 years, he turned them into easy title winners.
Can I just ask you, you just mentioned a board that backs you, and also time. He's got 6 months left on the contract.
I get that, but my thing is
why doesn't he sign a new contract?
I don't
He
think
wants to
he
leave.
needs certain
Assurances.
assurances
Exactly.
from the
That's
board. You got to remember, this is a board that tried to get him in the summer. Once he realised the ambitions weren't matching, he left the table. They came back 4 months later after sacking Nuno and said, all right, we'll give you everything. And now I'm being told basically after a summer, which was, in my opinion, not all that, now in the next window, you've basically 2 out of the 3 windows, you haven't backed him. So really and truly, what's Conte got?
The last window in summer.
And
They were saying that after the summer, they were saying that you had the best window.
But those core principles that Arteta stuck to, he's been backed in every window.
When there was a lot of people
and that's
saying
why the core principles
Who's been
work.
backed
But
in every
that's
window?
core principles can't work.
Arteta's not been
No,
backed
that's
in
not
every
true.
window.
No, he hasn't been back.
Yeah,
Arteta.
No, he wasn't backed in January.
Sorry, has he not backed the
January.
last 2 summers?
In the January.
Were you
last
not the
year.
highest spending club?
Not before that.
Are you not about to get Mudryk for 80 million? Arteta's
Are we
been
the highest
backed
spending club
every
this
single
season?
window
Are we
for
the
the
highest
last 2
spending
years.
club this season?
Come on, man.
Last
He hasn't
year.
been.
Last
Last
season
season wasn't backed.
That's what we have,
And
Alex.
backing isn't even just signing players. It's dispensing players. Dispensing players as well.
100%.
Clear out you
And I
lot did.
think, of course, nobody's going to sit here and pretend that Antonio Conte's performed well. He has performed poorly. By his own standard,
Yes.
he's performed poorly because he's a world-class manager. So we know what
he
we
was.
grew. No, he is. He is. And we know what we've grew accustomed to at Spurs, and he's not delivered to that standard with a better squad than we had last year. But in the end of the day, Spurs are still working with one too many players that weigh this club down. And I think I actually think it's quite disgraceful that we're looking to Father Conte to be the reason why.
But
Toby.
Toby.
Wait. I've not finished.
You've not landed.
So
Not landed.
I've not landed yet.
We'll land before the derby.
We credit
Land before the derby.
we credit a manager for getting the best out of their players. Agreed. And sometimes when they can't get it, they get criticised. But when I've seen certain players regress the same way they have done under previous managers, under Jose, under Nuno, under Pochettino, why am I then still looking at Conte to get the best out of this guy? Why can't the club move the guy on? And that's the issue.
I just got
And
one,
that's the
I just
issue,
got one
bro.
final question.
That's
though.
the issue.
You just said, right? You just said that, those players, he had them all playing last season, right?
Yeah, he did.
And then you improved on the squad in the summer. You spent a lot of money,
In the-
right?
in the wrong
Maybe,
places.
you know what I mean?
In the attack
Richarlison.
and the midfield. Not
Yeah, but
in-
these are
not
not
in the
these are not
defence.
joke players, right?
Yes,
No,
in the
so
defence.
that's not
Hold on.
right.
And then you've improved on the players and you got worse.
Because not in the
How
right
can you
places.
blame?
so
How
what
does the
could
manager
what's that
not
doing?
pick up any blame for that? That's what I'm trying to say.
But he
Why-
has picked up blame, Robbie.
I don't hear you lot calling
No,
him
he
out.
has picked up blame, but yes,
How can you say we're not calling him
I
out?
don't hear these two. I've heard you. I know you two.
I'm literally just the only thing. Literally just said.
Have you made Basuma worse?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you made Basuma
Yes.
worse?
Because of the formation that they're playing.
That's Levy's fault.
Levy's fault.
Levy made
Give me
Basuma worse.
reasons why
It was
Arteta.
Levy's fault. He
Give
made
me
Basuma
reasons
worse.
why Arteta's a better manager than Conte right now. Because so far, right
he's
now,
won the
you have
trophy.
not
Host
won
than
the
me.
Premier League.
We won the FA Cup.
No.
You have 2
Style FA Cup.
finishes.
And he won the FA Cup.
Style
And he
of
won the FA Cup.
Why is he better?
Because he won the
style
trophy
of
for
football.
the
FA
start.
Cup.
Yeah, that's right.
Man,
style
was
of
winning
football.
titles.
So what's Conte
right
won the
after
Tottenham?
that.
What's no? But hold on.
No.
Okay,
You're talking manager to
Okay.
manager.
Cheers on Chelsea.
Okay,
man.
okay,
That's all right.
okay.
Chelsea fan.
Hold on. All right,
Say it.
all right, fine. Let me take your point. I'll answer. First of
Let's
all,
let-
didn't I say that Gabriel J is won the medal? You said, it doesn't matter. He won that with Chelsea.
That's true.
So that's got nothing to do with it. Because when I said Gabriel, no.
Chelsea,
So,
Inter.
no. Okay, Inter, but he didn't win with Tottenham.
Dismissed you.
So that's
That was still
so
within
then Gabriel
Arteta's
J.
time frame.
No,
That
but
was
he
still when
was not in the
Arteta
Premier
was at the
League.
club.
He was not in the Premier League.
I'll tell you.
We have to talk about.
And you can't.
Arteta's been at the same club, so you're going to give him the leeway.
What would you
won the FA Cup.
prefer? Top 4 this season or winning a cup?
I'll win the cup.
Well, Arteta's done that.
Exactly. Yes, I can.
I don't care.
But then, you know what?
Arteta, in a head-to-head, no, they've had
In his first season.
It's not about
Let me
what
say,
I
what you
want.
want? I'll say somewhat then, because we are one of the first.
Because I'm comparing him to Antonio Conte.
And what's Conte
first
won
season.
at Tottenham?
Can I ask
So you
a
can't say
question?
so.
Can I,
So what? So then why are you talking then? So don't talk then. If he's been there that little, then why are you talking
Are you
then?
really asking what's he won for Antonio Conte?
Tottenham. Oh, you heard what I said? Was he one at Tottenham?
He's been here 1 year.
my days.
1 year.
He's still
What's he won
managed
at
to finish above you.
Yo,
And he's
Can I try you?
Can I say one more thing?
Can I try you?
Did you win anything last year? Can I say that trophy? Can I say one more thing?
Haven't won the league yet.
But we're
Hold on.
talking. Can I say one more thing?
Arteta's already won the league.
Yeah, of course he has.
He hasn't.
Of course he has. Of course he has.
Say that again.
Yeah,
Click that.
he has.
Click that.
He has.
So Ty, let me ask you.
That's what you believe.
So Ty, let me
The
ask
league
you.
is not winning.
Ty, let me ask you a question.
James,
Let me ask you a
no, there's
question.
no more questions, James.
No, I want to ask you a question. A
James, you like to
hypothetical.
ask me questions. I want to say
Ty,
something now.
I want to ask him.
What to say?
I want to ask him a hypothetical. Newcastle in the League Cup semi-finals now. If they go on to win this trophy and Arsenal finish second, does that make Eddie Howe a better manager than
James,
Arteta?
can I say my points?
Oh, wait. Answer my question.
Okay.
Answer my question.
I put my hand up. First of all,
I just asked him a question.
Let me
I'm the
say.
world's worst host, so don't look to me.
He's doing a better job than Conte.
Let me say.
By a long way.
Answer my question.
Stop
deviating. Answer my question. If Newcastle win the League Cup,
You should have got Eddie Howe.
finish
Right,
second.
the thing is, one second,
Eddie Howe,
Ty. You know the problem is, you should have got somebody like Eddie Howe. You should have got somebody like Eddie Howe.
Apologise until you answer my
went
question. I ain't hearing
You
it.
went
Apologise. He didn't apologise. I ain't hearing it from you.
He's
He
done.
didn't apologise.
He was great. He's no longer great.
He didn't
Wait,
apologise. I ain't hearing
Let's
it.
slow this down a sec. Let's slow this
It's a bit
down.
like, you know what,
Let's
boxer.
slow this
I've got
down.
2 points and I'll put my hand up.
Okay, Ty.
first point is-
Before you.
Jose Mourinho has won a trophy at
told you to
every
wrap
single
this up.
club.
But not Tottenham.
But not Tottenham.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're cursed,
You're
man.
right. Okay.
And yet Robbie won't
Ty,
blame the owners.
answer Toby's
Who was the
question.
owners for
And then
Jose?
you can make
Who are the
it.
owners for Pochettino? Who are the owners for Conte?
Toby, ask your question one more time
What's
to
the question?
Ty.
My question was, using that cup scenario,
Yeah.
if Eddie Howe won the League Cup with Newcastle
Yeah.
and they finished 6th this season or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
and
Arsenal
Arsenal finished second, 1
Yeah.
point behind Man City,
Yeah.
does that make Eddie Howe a better manager than
Win the
Arteta?
Carabao Cup.
Got a cup.
Yeah.
It's got a cup. Silverware.
So is the Carabao Cup lower than FA Cup then? I'll ask you. Is it lower than FA Cup?
FA
No, no,
Cup's
no.
different to Carabao
FA Cup is higher than
You can't go on the league. You can't go on the league.
Listen. Wednesday.
I'll switch the
No, you can't. If they got knocked out on Wednesday.
Hypothetical, you wish you
No,
won
it's not the low. It's
Then we say won a cup.
Carabao
We're talking about
It's a
cup.
hypothetical.
Carabao Cup, the lowest of the low.
it's a hypothetical.
No, it wouldn't. No, say my points.
It's a hypothetical.
I said
Okay,
no, it wouldn't.
let's hear
2
Ty's
points.
points. Then
First of
another
all, I'm going to
question.
say sorry to Lee and sorry to Robbie. I will admit Conte is a world-class manager. World-class at cheating and match fixing. That's what I will say.
And so
And the last point I will say on a serious subject, I can't believe I'm always saying that, and I'm sure everyone will agree. I just hope that when the derby is on, there's no trouble. Because the scenes that I've been seeing of violence and carnage is absolutely disgusting. And I think it's high time the Premier League, FIFA do something about it before people really get hurt if they're not ready. I think it's ridiculous and I'm absolutely disgusted. And if I can, I urge all the fans, listen, we all love rivalry, we all love rivalry, we all love that. But let's keep it to football.
I think we all echo
heard that,
that.
Toby?
I want to ask.
Toby's the leader of the firm.
I've got a question for the three of you. We know Conte's record. We know what he's capable of. I know this is not an angle question. It's a genuine question. With the same time and resources that Arteta's had, do you think Conte would have got Arsenal to where Arsenal are now?
He would have got them there faster.
Arsenal will be winning Champions League.
What?
He would have got them there
Must
faster.
be kidding.
Arsenal will be winning
He would
Champions
have
League.
got them there faster.
He's never won the
I don't necessarily disagree. I'm just
No,
wondering.
He would be winning his first one.
He's never won the Champions League.
He would have
got a sack.
Yeah.
If he had
never
the
won the
club, if he
Champions
had the club
You never
pulling
won either.
in his direction, 1,000%, he would have got them.
Which is what the club's done for Arteta. They pulled in his direction, they backed him, they got rid of players you mentioned, they
And he's
gave him,
also- look,
they
he's
spent what, 350, 400 million?
And he's also had 3.5 years to implement it. It's
Thank
And the
God.
time thing's a big thing as
Yeah,
well.
the
We
time
didn't
thing
get a
is a
manager
very
like
big
that. He's slightly
and that's why again I
boring.
go back to it and I say I
Dead
don't think
football,
Antonio
man.
Conte or Jose Mourinho was
fine.
the right choice for
You
Tottenham.
enjoy it.
I will
yeah?
say though,
You enjoy it?
I will say on that,
Enjoy!
Are you enjoying the football?
Oh, you playing the first
Are
football in the league? Enjoy, man!
Dead.
Come on!
You know it as well. That's the thing. You stick your thumbs up.
Enjoy your football!
You know it. It's
Come on!
dead. It's dead. You're so bored.
Enjoy your football, man!
I'm going to invite you to the Emirates, man. Come see some proper football. You're so bored.
yeah.
Please.
Can I will say something about Arteta? Like, we had boring football at one stage. It was like dead football.
Yeah, we thought it was like that.
I wanted
Mourinho.
Arteta go. It was painful going to Arsenal at times. It was a chore going and watching bland football, right? At the end of it, like, and it weren't winning football neither. You know what I mean? And I had enough of it, like, you know. And I think Tottenham are in the same boat now. That it's bland. You know,
They've always been in that boat.
But the thing is, there's a difference, Lee, right? That's the style of football. If we study Antonio Conte over the years, it's a bit like a Diego Simeone. We've had this debate about bringing in Diego Simeone at Arsenal, right? And I've always said, as great a manager as he is, I wouldn't really want him. Because this style of football.
Simeone's contract runs out in the year, you know?
I bet you're not getting next as well. I can already see
I don't know why.
But I'm saying, right?
Don't compare Conte to
Mourinho's
Diego.
I say, like, the
Come on,
style of
that's
football.
nasty. Conte's football
He's never really played a great
Conte's
style of
football is
football,
quite
has he?
clearly better than
Chelsea high scorers, Juve high scorers.
We're high scorers.
When you watch Italy in Euro 2016, did you look at that team and say, "Oh, they play horrible football"?
It's a bit different in tournaments.
How is it different?
Right?
They were one of the most exciting. They were one of the most exciting sides in the tournament. Inter Milan, top scorers in the league. When he was at
What about you lot though?
When he was at last year, we were top scorers. When he was at Chelsea, his first season.
When he's at Chelsea,
I told you last season, you don't want to hear it. Every team draws 1-0, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear us smashing those past teams. You don't want to hear any of this.
Are you enjoying it?
I'm not enjoying it right now. Not right now, no.
But you can't say.
But this is not the best. This is not the best it gets.
Which was, I think, the most.
You're bored, man.
Yeah.
And where are you now?
You're right.
Nowhere.
You're right, but this is not the best. This is not the pinnacle.
This is your best.
It's not the best.
All right, fine. Let's wrap this up. Okay, and we'll wrap it up with the final question. Forget the club, forget the context. You have to hire a manager tomorrow. Fuad, who's it going to be, Arteta or Conte?
Conte,
easy question.
every time.
What the hell?
Neither.
What the hell?
Neither.
Wow.
She knows it's Arteta because, like she said, project.
But
He
I wouldn't
would
pick
do a
Arteta
better
to
job.
fill it.
I think
Neither.
they should have got Potter. Chelsea should have got
I
Conte.
agree. Well, we did try.
More suited, but I would hire Arteta.
Mikel, because I would never hire
And
a
for-
alleged cheating match fixer.
All right, you know what? Just going back to the story. Sorry to cut back here. When they got Conte, I was scared. I was like, wow, he is. They got a world class manager coming in. You know what I mean? Because I used to think I was even at one time saying I'd love to get Conte, but fair play to the owners, right? Because they realised that Conte wouldn't suit Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's that, and I think that's the thing with all arguments aside and everything. I think that's the thing with Tottenham. Conte doesn't suit.
I've said this.
You just said something.
I love that.
You just said something. I'm
Oh,
so glad you said that. I'm playing for the owners to make the right decision. But when Abby was digging at Enoch, you have made the wrong decision consistently.
man.
What did you say? Oh, why are they always blaming the owners?
No,
and now
because
he's picking up
you
the
can't.
owners.
Yeah, because
as I said, Enoch apologist.
Surely,
Enoch apologist. Enoch apologist. Yeah, I bet you do.
They're fucking your club up, man. Big up Enoch, man.
See,
Big up Enoch.
Seriously, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the owners have brought him in. He's just not performed.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I look at Conte. I can't believe when you sign Conte as manager.
You're
I was
nasty.
worried.
What you're doing?
I was worried.
I want you to know what you're doing.
I'll tell you what now. I hope Conte signs a 5-year contract because he's fucking useless. Let me know.
All right, we're going to leave it at
He's
that.
not useless. He's good at alleged match
We're
fixing.
going to
He's
leave
not
it at
useless.
that. We're going to leave it at that. Hope you've enjoyed the Super Fan Debate. Don't forget that you can check out Subsoccer. Go to subsoccer.com. Get your hands on a table from honestly the absolute class. Go check out the video that's out on AFTV as well to see the full tournament and all of that, and go enjoy it. Honestly, they're class. Go pick up your own. Don't forget there is Super Fan Debate back next week for Arsenal Man United, and Cecil, you're hosting those ones. I'm not involved. But catch you on the next one. Well done, everyone. Well done to the Tottenham fans. Well done, Arsenal fans. Go check out the other ones if you haven't yet. See you after the North London Derby.
Peace.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.